Hello, Facebook family and friends. How are you today? Today, we are going to talk about portfolio comparison. So, why has your portfolio not grown like someone of your peers or some of your friends? Before we dive into a bit more detail, for those who don't know me, this is Moss from Investor Partner Group. We help create sustainable property portfolios without impacting lifestyles or sacrificing lifestyles. We do that through intense property strategies, our buyer's agency, property development, tax and SMSF advisory, providing end-to-end support to the investors while not only building the wealth for the clients, but also assisting them in reaching their goals quicker, educating them on the journey so that they can choose to do it themselves. Now, more recently, a person came to me and said, hey, my portfolio hasn't grown in a very similar way to my friends or peers. It's a very similar size portfolio. We make similar decisions. Could you please assess and tell me what have I done wrong? So I've come to probably about 6 key pointers that you need to take into consideration to get a better understanding as to why your portfolio is not doing what it's supposed to do, okay? And one of the first reasons is suburb selection. So, of course, suburb selection is the key, and it would take you about 60, 65, even 70% there when it comes to property growth. But it's also the type of the properties. Yeah, you would hear people saying, worst property in the best suburb. I slightly disagree, because the right suburb, the right time, and the right property of the right size, all of that matters when it comes to buying the property. So what to buy, when to buy, how to buy, where to buy, and why to buy, all of these are relevant questions. And if you don't answer all of them correctly, you can be in a position like one of my previous clients who ended up buying a property themselves, which was in an amazing suburb, but it was a completely wrong property, and that property saw literally no growth over sort of 3 to 4 year sort of time frame, which was the whole growth cycle. Now, the second most important reason is take actions. Yeah, don't wait for the market to respond. People's risk appetite should be in such a way that they should always be in a taking action scenario. Yeah, always keep that sort of buffer ready to jump on the opportunity as it presents to you. Yeah, people tend to not create those buffers in their portfolios or as part of their strategies. Now, talking about strategies, the third and the most important thing, of course, is follow the strategy. Having a clear, concise strategy is the key for successful property portfolio or successful property acquisition strategy acquisitions. But also following that strategy to the T and making sure that you understand that you would come in closer to your goal the more clear your strategies and easier it is to follow. Now, the fourth important thing is learn to remediate. Okay, so having multiple exit strategies for every property acquisition is the key. Okay, of course, learning when to buy, what to buy, how to buy, when to buy, why to buy is important, but also learning when to sell and how to exit is as important. You need to know when should you sell the property. You need to know when the property is not performing the way it's supposed to perform. So remediation is quite the key, and majority of the times people tend to forget about some of these things. And the opportunity cost is humongous. It's massive. If you hold the property 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, it becomes a strain to your portfolio. Okay. Now, the fifth and a very important comment here is, again, in relation to the portfolio management, is limit your social media absorption. Yes, stay away from this sort of FOMO mentality. If you have a strategy in place, just follow the strategy and keep reviewing it, making sure that you're heading in the right direction. But limit the absorption. Media is here to entertain you, not to educate you. A majority of the people here are here to just entertain, seek reviews, seek likes, seek subscribes. That's what the mentality is. So stay away from that sort of FOMO mentality where people are driving that FOMO into you. And the sixth and the last and the most important thing is learn to appreciate what you have rather than what others have. Yeah, everyone is different. Everyone's strategy is different. Everyone's lifestyle is different. You never know what people have sacrificed to create a property portfolio. You might not have done that. Sometimes what is at the face value versus what's happening in the background is completely different. So appreciating what you have rather than what others have is also one of the key things. Property is not so much about getting rich quick. It is a long and hard struggle. I always say to everyone, give yourself at least 5 to 7 years to have a sustainable property portfolio that can be transferred over generations. Thank you for listening to me today. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to drop it into the comments below. Thank you for listening to me. Please do join our Facebook group, which is called Property Investment Australia. We do have a like-minded cohort of people who share their stories, who share their success, who share their failures, so that we can each learn from each other's sort of stories. Again, thank you for listening to me. Have a great day.